Hi, I'm Dr. Erwin Gimmer. My team and I have a unique wellness-based practice near Bremerton, Washington. Most of our patients come quite a distance to get here. They all have unique and complex health problems. Virtually all of them are referred. My patients have been asking me to offer a simple explanation of what I do because it's really been hard for them to explain to their friends why they should come here. And I'm going to attempt to do that, but frankly, it's not very easy to explain. We have people that have been helped with such an array of things, parasites, shaking from Parkinson's, thumbs and big toes sore from gout, hair loss, hormone imbalances, digestive problems, chest pains, colitis, numbness in their legs, migraine headaches, weird pains in their head, itching in their ears. The list just goes on. And they seem to have very little in common, but I'm going to explain what they do have in common here. So historically what I've done is this. I'm a graduate from Palmer College of Chiropractic in Davenport, Iowa, and I practiced high-end, careful, conscientious chiropractic for 42 years. During this time, I attended or presented about 1,800 seminars. During this time, I saw around 600,000 patient visits, so I'm very well versed in careful, conscientious chiropractic care. About 3 years ago, something came along that changed my life, and that's that I found something that is so much more cause-oriented and so much more comprehensive. It was just dazzling to me. And I started learning a new system called neurological integration technique. Now, NIS, as it's called, was developed and is still being developed by a brilliant Einstein of natural health in New Zealand, Dr. Alan Phillips. He presents these seminars in Australia, Europe, North America once per year, and a relatively small handful of physicians and chiropractors go to them. In Europe, it's primarily attended by cardiologists, endocrinologists, neurologists, medical specialists. In America, it's a mix. In Australia, I don't know what there is, who goes there. But this system is based on some things that you already know and some things that none of us knew until recently. First thing, what we all know is that our bodies are completely controlled and coordinated by our brains. And so in your brain, the activity from your brain makes your blood move the right speed around your bodies into the right areas. And your brain controls muscle movements, controls acid in the stomach, controls endocrine hormone productions from your thyroid, your ovaries, your pituitary, hypothalamus, makes your immune system work. There's many, many, many things that are happening in your body, all controlled and coordinated by your brain. And this is something I know that you're aware of. But it turns out there are some reasons why the system doesn't work, and that's what I wanted to explain to you primarily here right now. To explain this, I'd like to start with this. If you got a hairdryer going, got it running, and pitched it into a tub of water, you know that a breaker switch is going to trip somewhere. And it might be in the hairdryer itself, and it might be in the wall plug-in, and it might be out in the garage, but you know there's a breaker going to trip. Now, unless you reset that breaker, that hairdryer or that plug-in won't work again ever. The house will fall down and it still won't work because it needs to be reset. Now, our brains have breaker switches like that, and it turns out that our brains don't like sending messages to or receiving messages from parts that are being injured, poisoned, crushed, burned, whatever it is. And when you have these types of things happen, a breaker switch literally clicks off in your brain that shuts off an entire circuit, if I may. Now, when this happens, typically it goes like this. So let's say you burn your finger, and after you burn your finger, immediately when you burn your finger, this breaker switch goes off in your brain, and it stays off for a while. And then after a while, you get to looking at your finger, I guess it's going to be okay, and the switch resets. That's how it's supposed to work. Or let's say you eat a sack of Skittles and wash it down with half a gallon of Coke. With any luck at all, the breaker switches will blow to your pancreas and some other parts of your body. After you get all these toxins and poisons and sugar and junk out of your body, with a little luck, this system, the circuit will reset. But here's the problem. I don't know what the reason is, but many instances, these circuits do not reset. And when they don't, just like in the instance of your house and the hairdryer, the circuit will stay shut off for years and years, the rest of your life. So what we do that's unique, Dr. Phillips developed a system of analyzing the neurological circuits of the body. So we start out by checking pathology issues, and this is, a description of this would be this. We all have bacteria, mold, fungus, yeast, virus, all sorts of things throughout our body. In fact, it's said that we have more bacteria in our body than we have human cells. And so we have plenty of little micro critters in our bodies. And they are designed to be there. We're supposed to live with them. But as you know, sometimes these critters get the upper hand, and we call that sickness. So imagine if these little critters get the upper hand because a circuit is blown between your body and your brain. That's what the situation is. So we reset the circuit for this so that your brain has the upper hand over the little micro guys. There's another whole protocol for immune issues, another one for physiological issues, how things work, another one for neurological issues, another one for joints, tendons, muscles, ones for toxins, even ones for emotional issues. And so there's a complex system of analyzing various circuits in their body. There are 10,000, heck, I don't know, way more than that possibly, variables, and the circuits are just infinitely complex. But Dr. Phillips worked out a way for us to check these circuits, and most importantly, a way to reset the circuits so that your brain is again running your body as it's supposed to. That's the key thing. Now, because this is a wellness-based practice, we do not diagnose any condition. We don't necessarily treat any diagnosed condition. But the fact of the matter is, most of the people that come here have some sort of diagnosed condition or that they're aware of. And they come in here and say, well, I've got Crohn's disease, or I have gout, or I had a heart attack, or I have breast cancer, or I have prostate inflammation, asthma, whatever it is. And very commonly people come in with these stories, but we don't treat their named diseases. What we do is we treat the entire body, and we restore nerve transmission at the highest level so that your brain can run your body again. And I'll tell you what, it has been nothing short. It's just breathless to see what happens every day. We cannot believe it. Like, just to give you a few examples, we had a gentleman who had a bunch of cancer therapy. I don't know if it was radiation or chemotherapy or both, but it literally took him 5 minutes to come in about 30 feet from the car up a ramp, and he could just barely move along. He was gray and ashen looking. His mind was cooked somehow so that he couldn't even remember his PIN number for his phone, his 4-digit security code number. He couldn't think, he couldn't walk, he was just so sickly. And I don't treat cancer, I don't treat any of these things. I got his body working better using this neurological integration system. The next day he came waltzing in here, his normal complexion back, his energy back, felt basically normal. Gentleman with Parkinson's, after 4 or 5 treatments, I don't treat Parkinson's, his shaking is gone. We have ladies with rash on their skin. I have a gentleman with his whole legs are broken out in these huge welty sores. They clear up. Hair loss, hair falling out. I wish it would work on me better, but ladies with their hair falling out, and it quits, and pretty quick it's normal again. Blood sugar regulated normally. Restless legs gone. What else? Chest pain's gone. I'm trying to think of some of these things. There are so very many of them. One of my favorites, a gentleman travels quite a distance to come here, but he had a compound fracture above his left ankle 32 years ago, I believe. And this is where the bones actually come out through the ankle, and that's what compound means, but it's the bones are sticking out through the side. The orthopedic surgeons put it back together, and the bones healed up really well. He had an open sore at this site for the last 32 years, and he's been coming here for 3 months, I believe 7, 8 treatments, and his open sore is closed and the skin looks almost normal. So that's the type of things we're talking about there. Blood pressure changes for the better. People with weird tastes in the mouth. Somebody has kind of a strange salty taste, gag when they swallow. Somebody else with a metallic taste, gone. Blood pressure normalized, and mental fog. Oh my goodness, so many of the people have mental fog. They just feel like they can't think clearly, and they're just walking around in a haze. And it clears it up so fast. Have people that have their gallbladder taken out, but they still have a pain there, and we handle that also, same thing. A real common thing is eye pain, and people get over their eye pain. Some of the most common things that we used to work on with chiropractic are being helped too. Chronic low back pain, hip pain just gets better. We have people that can just barely turn their head when they come, just a little bit. By the time they leave here the first visit, they're turning it around almost normally. Numbness in their arms, cold extremities, numb fingers. Sometimes a person will have just one finger. We have a person that has just one toe, their fourth toe, left foot, hurts like crazy. And after we did this on them, it's gone. It's amazing. It's very specific and exact. I am so privileged to have met Dr. Phillips. He's a sweet, fun gentleman, but he's a brilliant researcher. And I mean, when I say the Einstein of natural health care, this is no exaggeration. It's absolutely wonderful. I encourage you to get checked out like this. You don't have to have any named condition, obviously, because it's a wellness practice. We're here to make your body work more normally the way a human body is supposed to work. To be able to make normal hormones, to be able to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, to be able for your brain to run your muscular functions in your body, for your heart to beat the right speed, for your hormones to be made in the right amounts, for your kidneys to be able to filter things, for your digestion to be able to move along as it's supposed to. All of these things are normal, and they should be normal, and that's what we do. We reset the circuits in your brain so that it can run things normally. Last thought is this. America uses 70% of the world's drugs, even though we only have 5% of the world's population. Now, we should be 5, 10, 15, 20 times healthier than everywhere in the world if that is a concept that's working. But that's not the case. The World Health Organization of the UN ranks the United States as 37th in overall health. You've probably heard that number before. But there's something wrong with when you turn on the TV at night, and if you turn on the TV, that might be something wrong with that. But you turn on the TV, and these drug ads come on, and every one of them, when they're listing off the side effects, they explain 2 or 3 different ways that these drugs can kill you dead. And is that really the answer to our problems? Our food is getting degraded. We're being poisoned. So many things are wrong there too. And you need to have your body working just really well in order to be able to handle these things, these assaults on us that we currently have. And my job is to help you with this, to get things moving and working the way they're supposed to work, with your brain controlling your body and in communication with your body. What I would encourage you to do, if you haven't done so already, is call my office 360-692-1718 and leave a message if you miss us, and April will arrange a no charge, no obligation phone consultation with you. I'd like to get on the phone with you, find out what's happening with you. Look, if we're not going to be able to help you, there's no sense wasting your time or money or anything else here. So I'd love for you to do that, and this is normally 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll take the time out of my evening to visit with you, but I want you to be helped. I want you to be whole and sound and functioning as you're supposed to be. Fair enough? By the way, this goes to anybody, any age. We have a 84-year-old man who literally could not walk a block, and he thought, now that's it, I'm about done. And he was selling his beautiful wooden sailboat. He was just kind of didn't know what was going to happen next. He just thought he's going to have to quit. And after his first visit, the next day he goes out and he walks half a mile, and he said, I could have just gone on and on. Took his boat off the market, went back to his lovely wife to spend some time with her. And this is the type of thing that happens, and it's just wonderful. You don't have to be getting sick and old. Every one of our patients is getting younger by the day. I mean, that is a fact. You just would not hardly believe these people are just looking for trouble. One of my favorite stories, tell you one more. Another gentleman that comes quite a distance, he was in an auto accident, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I think, and his strength had diminished. Now, this guy used to be able to bench press 330 pounds, and he's not a large man, so that was roughly twice his weight. I believe he weighs 155, 165 pounds. He was able to bench press twice his weight. He had gone downhill to the point where he was exercising with little pink 5-pound weights. That's all he could do. He's now been here 3 or 4 times, and he is moving anything around that he wants to move around now. His brain fog is gone. He doesn't ever come to our office without bringing somebody else with him that needs to be introduced to this. That's the type of enthusiasm we find for this, and honestly, that's the type of enthusiasm I have for this too, and I want to help you. So give us a call, 360-692-1718. And we look forward to meeting you soon. We won't waste your time. Thank you very much.